Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be using a white cardstock today and this photograph of my daughter, along with some Distress Oxide inks, a heart stamp and a black ink, and some Spiegel Mums sequins and ribbon. I will also be using a pipette and this tile to do my background. So I'm going to be using a water spray and the Distress Oxide inks, putting that down on the tile and spraying it to make a more of a liquid to be able to be picked up in the pipette. And the pipette I'm holding high above my page and dripping that down so that we have some nice big splatters along with some little ones, and the big splatters will have like the little legs that come off of it just to give a little bit more interest. So I want a little bit of the yellow and the pink. A little bit of a mistake there, dropped that, but thankfully it was only the lid that landed on my project. So I'm watering this one down. You can see me tipping the tile here so that the ink sort of pools together a little bit more so that it's a bit easier to pick up with the pipette, and dropping that down on the page. I also give the pipette at the end a little bit of a tap to put some little small flicks on here as well. Now coming in with my heat gun to dry those off. So I am using ribbon today on this layout, which is not something I use often, but I'm using it because it's part of a challenge for a retreat that I'm booked in to do next February. They do challenges every month, and the challenge for this month is to use some ribbon. So I got that nice yellow ribbon because there's yellow in the photograph of my daughter, the Snapchat filter, and I asked her what other colour I should use and she said pink. Now you can see this ribbon here is light pink. It was a very, very light pink, and I did earlier ink that up, and I'm just showing you there me doing the last bit. I wiped the ribbon after I'd inked it just to get any excess off onto my cloth so that I didn't put any marks on the page or it didn't transfer to my fingers and leave fingerprints all over my page and things like that. So I am just layering these down now to try to work out which colours I want where. And I'm going to be using some red line tape to stick this down. I wasn't sure whether tape or glue would be best, and when I thought about it, I thought as I want to intertwine these, the tape might be better because one, I don't have to wait for it to dry, it'll stick down instantaneously, and I will be able to stick down parts and put some of the ribbon underneath, some of the ribbon over each piece that I'm laying down at a time. And the tape will also give it some strength and make it lay flatter so that I don't get any bumps in the design once it's finished. I am putting all of the ribbon on to the tape just because I was thinking to myself, I hate unsticking the back of this red line tape, especially on things like ribbon, because it often is a nightmare to try to peel off, but then realised after I put all of it down that I wasn't going to be able to actually work like that. So after I'd made this very long snake of a ribbon of all the different colours, I realised that I was going to have to separate them to be able to lay them down properly. And it was a little bit more fiddly with the yellow ribbon as well, because the tape is only marginally thinner than the yellow ribbon was. Just making sure I've smoothed that all down now, and then like I said, I'm thinking about taking that off and then realised that yeah, I'm going to have to cut each one of these down again to be able to layer it properly. So I am just going to come back in there with all of those singularly again and work out where I want them. I did changes again because the first time I layered them down I put a yellow on the very top and a pink on the very left hand side, and now I've actually got it so that I've got a pink at top and at the bottom. And so now I'm just going to lay the first bit down, and I'm going to put that one over the bottom pink. So I need to take the bottom pink down off the page and peel that off and layer all of these down. So I'm just going to slowly layer these down, higgledy-piggledy, because I want the ends to sort of come out of the page, not even and straight. I want them all sort of a little bit all over the place. So I'm just layering those down now. You may notice that my video is slightly shorter than usual. That is because as I was videoing this and trying to get this done this morning, it's Sunday morning here, and I wanted to get the video done quickly as I have my children home from uni for the weekend, and I wanted to go and spend the day out with them. So I did this video, and as I went to turn off the video, realised that at some point my video stopped recording. So you don't get to see me stamping the hearts on the back of the page, also the layering the sequins, putting my title down, or doing my journaling. But I have put plenty of pictures at the end so you can see what I have done, and a slightly longer hold on the main full page so that you've got a little bit of time just to see what I've done that didn't get recorded. So here I am just doing the final bit of layering these down, and as I said, they're all sort of higgledy-piggledy. Some go under, some go over, some are over on the top of two, so it's not like weaving where you would go over, under all the way through. I did just want it very random, and I do like the way the page is turning out. Yellow is not a colour I use a lot of, so I quite like it, and with the bright pink I think it stands out and looks really nice. So I'm glad my daughter chose pink to go with the yellow. It's a really nice photograph that I like, that my daughter sent me, and my journaling says, now that you are at uni, I don't get to see your beautiful face every single day, so I love to get your Snapchats. So I decided that I was going to back the photograph on some pink card and also add this yellow paper. It's a material paper, so when you wet this paper you can pull the threads of it so that it gives sort of a little bit of a soft furry sort of texture. So you see me coming in here with a water pen and wetting the edge just so that I can pull the edges off here. And this is about the last bit that you get to see of me videoing for today. I finish this off and then layer this down here. I stick the yellow sheet down with a little bit of the red line tape because you can't really use glue with this paper, and then I raise the picture up with some foam tabs, and the title of this picture is Uni Girl. And as always, I've put my cat on the page as well as after I'd finished doing everything else. So here are my hearts and the sequins that I use dotted around the page, and of course my journaling and my cat. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I will see you again for next week's instalment. Thank you very much for watching, and take care, have a good week, and I'll see you next week.